So the storyline goes that we're trespassing or we're invading an area that was pre-invaded by another uh, people, an ancient people. We're all ancient people. We're just some of us have newer technology when we met, which made us think we were more modern. But we're all basically we still have hand tools. I mean, it's not like we can push a button and everything in our existence is fixed. But if you trace it back, everything is trespassing except, I'll get to it. But I mean, people are trespassing on this planet. I know you're thinking, oh, we evolved here. We were born. Of course you were. Yeah, everybody was. And, but you're still trespassing on this planet because there's an envy. Y'all want to go to Mars. That's the envy that brought you to this planet. Whether you believe it or not, I don't care. Animals made us, but it's from the envy of where you wanted to be. You was on another planet, so not necessarily you, but people envied possibly Earth, but it wouldn't be blue. Maybe they said, I want to go to Earth. Maybe they shipped a bunch of stuff down here. Maybe they had some boreholes drilled. Maybe there was spaceships on Jupiter or Saturn or Neptune, and then they sent them here to check out Earth because they thought, well, the sun's shrinking, and so we're going to be too cold, or this is going to be inhospitable, and our gases are they're going to explode, and this is going to be a gas planet, and all the dirt's going to leave. And what are we going to do when all the dirt leaves? It'll just encircle the planet and create an asteroid field. So what are you going to do then? So they think, well, we got to go to Earth. You didn't fly here in a spaceship. You were born here from animals. That's how everything is. I don't know why we're trying to invade Mars. I mean, I don't want to go to Mars. I don't even really want to be in this galaxy. This galaxy sucks. There's a bunch of meat eaters, breeders. That's all you people know is the stupidity of freaking. It isn't even life. It's the stupidity of death. Because you kill every person that's born dies. Everything, all you eat is meat. You've eaten everything on the planet. I mean, you're looking for stuff that you've never found before, and as soon as you do, you're going to eat it. So, but anyway, here we are. All these people, and they kill animals because some people protect plants, some people protect animals, some people protect whatever, dirt, air. But the meat eaters are saying, oh, the plants are, whatever. They got feelings, and so they're like protecting the plants. And vegans and vegetarians are saying, well, I don't know if vegetarians are, but they're saying, well, let's protect the animals because they have hearts, feelings, eyes, and they're like us, and they don't really come out and say they made us. I'm the only. I think I'm the only one who says it, but they're animals. You got the predators and the herbivores. And of course, you got omnivores, but I'm putting the omnivores with the predators because if they eat meat, then they eat meat. There's meat eaters, and then there's herbivores. Same with the fish. The fish ran out of food. They ate it all up. They just breeding. That's what breeding does. It makes you. It creates. I mean, the first plant would have absorbed itself. Is that eating itself? Is that what created carnivores? Is a plant eating the first cell in the universe, the first cell in space? If it was a plant cell, it was like something in it died, and therefore it was absorbed in its into its cell structure or whatever it was. Now I'm talking atomic. I'm talking the first celled structure, or whether it was a plant structure. There was moisture, and I don't know. Supposedly dirt comes from moisture, but actually moisture surrounds dirt to collect around it because that's how water and rain falls. It has to have dirt to form around. So dirt somehow was here before water, possibly. Anyway, doesn't matter. You can argue it they've been arguing it for thousands of years. I wouldn't doubt they wouldn't already on every other planet. Okay, so you got the predators. All the predator lovers are saying, well, the predators are right because they're killing all these things that are killing plants, and the plants are what's giving us oxygen. No, what's giving us oxygen is the H2O that the plants take up, and they give off the oxygen when they, after they go up and it evaporates into the air. The oxygen goes and evaporates. But the water's doing that. But if you didn't have plants, you wouldn't have dirt. Because this universe is basically a slow growth universe made of plants. Although they're compressed in the gases and all this other stuff for all the infinite in time. You could take time times infinity and say that's how long space has been here. I don't care what freaking scientists say. Space has been here forever, and it's beyond our comprehension how long it's been here, and how it's so extensive that it has no end. It's not fathomable to even think of the existence of space. But anyway, everybody they're on the side of the predators because herbivores are eating all the trees, which are they're giving a shade and this, that, the other. They're not killing anything. What's killing stuff is the bugs and things that crawl inside and the bacteria that kills the plants. Herbivores, there's some elephants that do this and that and the other and knock down a tree, but how do you know that tree didn't have a bunch of rot in it? Maybe the reason that elephant knocked that tree over so easily, it was a bunch of rot in it, and the elephant said, this is going on, I think I'll just eat it. Anyway. And, they just cleared a jungle. I've seen some geographic or something where they showed termite mounds almost, I don't know how big they were, but they're like 2-story high termite mounds or something like that all over the jungle. They cleared this jungle and they left the termite mounds well, I'll have to post a video in my description. And they're showing the termite mounds are like every 100 foot. And they're destructive, they're eating everything. Okay, so you got the herbivores and they're eating the trees, and everybody's so you got the carnivores eating the herbivores. Okay, that's wrong. That's life killing life, so that's death. You got herbivores eating leaves and stuff, not really bothering anything. Sometimes they die. A lot of times they'll carry around seeds and they'll drop them. I've had deer and stuff and rabbits come through my garden, and I'd go out one day and my lettuce would be this high, and the next day I'd go back and it'd be like this. But for it to get that big, it took, I don't know how long it was. It was a real slow growth. But once the deer and stuff came in and ate that stuff, I thought, well, they killed it. They ate it down to the nut. There was hardly anything left. Well, they killed it. And that stuff sprouted back and came back fuller after that than it was before that. Now, I didn't have it. It didn't grow as long, but it came back quicker after they ate it, which, a lot of trimming stuff that you trim a tree, you trim grass, it grows, boom. Okay, so you got herbivores, predators eating herbivores, which is wrong. You're claiming herbivores eat trees because they're killing, if you left here, herbivores kill all the trees. Like I said, it's not the herbivores killing all the trees, it's bugs and all these disease and viruses that kill trees and plants and stuff. And so now what you got is a bunch of trees making these planets all over the universe. Now this used to be a pristine universe. So basically trees are litter to space, which is virgin. If you go out far enough, you can't actually go into space. You can't actually even see space. You can't even think about space, that is, or smell it, that is the virgin. Because once your thought or even your whatever essence of any of your senses hits that area, it's automatically, it's not, whatever area, however far out it reaches, 1,000,000 miles, a half an inch, it doesn't matter. Once it goes into the virginity of space, which has never seen, well, of course, not saying never seen light, never had any matter or anything like that, or light, the concentrated light penetrate into it. It's always been virgin, undisturbed. What I mean is undisturbed. It's undisturbed space. That's what I'm trying to say. Virgin, undisturbed. I guess I got to use both of them. So basically, you got all these plants that are building up in space and creating all this mess and garbage and neutrons shooting out into space and polluting more space. So the plants are really to blame. Now, the problem is the bugs and diseases and viruses that are killing the plants are, who knows what they'll turn into. If they killed all the plants and all the plants are dead, then all the people are dead. So the herbivores have evolved to not kill all the plants, but the diseases haven't, because they're still at the stage where plants shouldn't be. Okay, but whatever brought them into virus, and the argument between being and not being, to be or not to be, are we supposed to exist or not? Us, but are we, as in, if you talk we as in plants, animals, space, planets, stars, light, is that all that you say? Are we supposed to exist? You don't just take it. You don't say we and just think, well, we're the human race, so we're the only thing that matters. No, that's the most stuck up, arrogant stuff you could say. Is just about us. It ain't about us. Just because we're the last, it ain't. How many babies are born? And if you're saying that you're the last, you're like the baby race of what? The universe? You're saying that there's nobody else out there? You're saying that there's nobody else. You got 7 billion people on this planet. You're saying, well, yeah, but we bred each other. Yeah, there you go. So you never know the truth if you continually avoid truth from the planet. If you don't practice truth, you ain't gonna get any truth. So by breeding and eating meat, you're not gonna get any truth. But anyway, so, are plants made to exist? They're here, and there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, what are you going to do? Go around and destroy every planet? Then you got all this dust, this useless dust. I mean, and then you're saying, well, yeah, but that's good. It's not going to invade. But how do you know the lighter it is, the less concentrated it is, and it'll be sucked out into space. It'll have some seeking the virginity or undisturbedness of space. How do you know that? How do you know being big like this, it doesn't create these magnetic fields and pulls everything together to keep from going into the undisturbed space? And the sun's concentration is keeping light in this area, Although I believe there was like a phosphorescent light, not necessarily made by anything, but it was just, the only reason you say we have light is because our eyes see light, can't see in the dark, so we consider light and dark something that exists out before us. But it's just our eyes. I mean, there's stuff that can see in the dark. And just because we need the sun, if there was something brighter than the sun, so bright that it made the sun a black hole, or not even a black hole, a shadow. Something so bright that the sun became a dark spot. That you couldn't see light emanating from it because this other light was so bright. That's kind of how what you claim darkness is. That sun's still shining, but this sun is so bright that you can't see this one. It's just a darkness. So, bring it down to there's heartbeats in animals. They got eyes, they got minds, they think, they have family. They're just like us. They don't have to communicate like us because, as far as I'm concerned, all this communication has created an idiocy of the race of humans. Not even that. It's almost the more it communicates, the more idiotic it gets. Now, I'm not saying not to communicate, because now that we do, the only way to correct something is to communicate. The only problem is when you communicate, everybody perceives every single word, because some people might be, religious, and they're going to take an angled view of you say one word, and they're going to look at that word, you're going to say it, and the way you say it, pronounce it, and everything. Everybody that listens to you, if you had a different type of person all the way around you, and you said one word, they could all, of course, they'd understand what the word meant, but after a while, the way you said it, they could all communicate it as being said differently. I don't know why. I was just trying to talk about animals or people saying that plants have life too. Of course, we're on a planet. It's made of dirt from dead plants, and we exist on it. And we didn't come from a spaceship, and we wasn't propagated. We wasn't propagated except by animals, which have evolved over planet after planet after planet, being born on all these planets. And there's still planets out there that they're on. There's still planets out there that people are on. If you don't believe it, don't believe it. It doesn't really matter, because to go out there and you don't even know if your communication, you could take the aura, just your basic aura, it might stretch farther than you think, and you might destroy their whole, or they might destroy, you might destroy them, they might destroy you, because once you invade them, they're not used to being invaded, by just the thought process or the aura, just the sense you give off. So, I don't know, this is kind of a video about the nothingness of space, I guess. That won't be a good title. Nobody reads it. Nobody understands my title.